Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today's video involves an analysis of the setlist for the Oasis Live 25 show, featuring 23 songs and one song of pre-recorded walk-on music. I was fortunate enough to see Oasis at Soldier Field in Chicago at the end of August 2025, and as I am doing this voiceover, Oasis is in the middle of 5 dates in Australia. So here we go. This is the walk-on music, the opening track of their 4th album, Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, released in February 2000. Fun fact, it was famously used in the Guy Ritchie directed crime film Snatch, released in late 2000. The first song, Hello, the opening track of their 2nd album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, and what a great song to start the show off with. Moving on to the 2nd song, Acquiesce, the first B-side of the night, from the Some Might Say single, and the opening track of the compilation album The Master Plan, released in November 1998. The 3rd song, Morning Glory, a solid rocker from the 2nd album, similar in style and purpose to Bring It On Down from the 1st album. Song number 4, Some Might Say, the first single to be released from the 2nd album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, and the last Oasis single to feature original Oasis drummer Tony McCarroll, who was fired 1 week after the single's release in April 1995. Bring It On Down, the solid rocker from album number 1, Definitely Maybe. And song number 6, Cigarettes and Alcohol, the 4th and final single to be released from album number 1, Definitely Maybe. Song number 7, Fade Away, the 2nd B-side to show up in the set list, and it was one of the B-sides from the previous song, Cigarettes and Alcohol. Number 8, Supersonic, their debut single released in April 1994, and probably the first Oasis song I ever heard. And part 1 concludes with Roll With It, the 2nd single to be released off album number 2, What's the Story, Morning Glory. It was Oasis's contribution to the battle of Britpop versus Blur's single Country House in August of 1995. And that concludes part 1. Moving on to part 2, Noel takes over for 3 songs while Liam takes a break. The 10th song is Talk Tonight, the 3rd B-side of the night, and is one of the 3 B-sides from the Some Might Say single. Its origins go back to Noel's exodus from the band in autumn of 1994. Fun fact, it was recorded in Austin, Texas. Song number 11, Half the World Away, the 4th B-side of the night, one of the B-sides to the non-album single Whatever, released days before Christmas 1994. I'll discuss Whatever in a little more detail when it shows up later in the set list. And song number 12 is Little by Little. Not counting the walk-on music, here is the only proof from the set list that Oasis released more than 3 albums. This song is from their 5th album, 2002's Heathen Chemistry. The song is a great stadium sing-along and a great tune to end Noel's set with. Heathen Chemistry is the first album to be recorded with guitarist Jem Archer and bassist Andy Bell, and was the 4th and last album to feature drummer Alan White. This album also featured songwriting contributions from Archer and Bell, Hung in a Bad Place and A Quick Peep, respectively. Liam also contributed 3 compositions to the studio album, including Songbird, Better Man, and one of my personal favorites, Born on a Different Cloud. Part 3, Liam Returns. There are only 2 setlist songs from their third album, Be Here Now, from 1997, and they are both played one after the other to start off Part 3. A bit ago, I did a video that I named Be Here Now Reimagined, where I put together an alternative track list for their third album. So if that's something you might be interested in, please give it a look. The next 2 songs are the first and fourth tracks of the album respectively, and were also the first 2 singles released from the album. Do you know what I mean? And Stand By Me. Back to their second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, we have Cast No Shadow at number 15. Fun facts about Cast No Shadow: it was originally intended to be a B-side and was dedicated in the album sleeve notes to Richard Ashcroft, who would now be described as the former lead singer of The Verve. Song number 16, Slide Away. Here we go back to Definitely Maybe. Fun facts about Slide Away: it was written on a Johnny Marr gifted Les Paul guitar, and the bass part is played by Noel. At number 17, we have Whatever, the famous non-album single released between their first and second albums, released just days before Christmas of 1994. In the current live show, Liam adds a snippet of a Beatles song in the outro, Octopus's Garden, from 1969's Abbey Road. Noel would borrow the line, I'd like to be under the sea, for the refrain on the supersonic B-side, Take Me Away. And with 40 seconds to go at the end of the master plan, you can faintly hear the words of the refrain of Octopus's Garden. And of course, you can't or shouldn't have an Oasis show without the epic Live Forever, the third single from their first album, Definitely Maybe. And what a perfect way to end Part 3, just prior to the encore, with the opening track of Definitely Maybe, Rock and Roll Star. Part 4, the encore, 4 songs to go. Noel takes the first 2 and Liam takes the last 2. The fifth and final B-side of the night, and perhaps the most famous Oasis B-side, The Master Plan. One of 3 B-sides from the Wonderwall single. And here is a nice picture of the brass section from Oasis Live 25. Number 21, Don't Look Back in Anger, a truly epic song from What's the Story, Morning Glory. The first album track where we get to hear Noel sing lead vocals, unless you were fancy enough to own Definitely Maybe on vinyl, which included Noel singing Sad Song. Sad Song was famously brought out of retirement by Liam for his 2020 MTV Unplugged live album, shown here accompanied by Bonehead on guitar. Liam takes the final 2 songs, 2 epic tracks from What's the Story, Morning Glory. Of course, Wonderwall, and the album closer, Champagne Supernova. Fireworks go off, goodbyes are said, the lights go on, and tens of thousands of people head for the exits. Here's a quick review of the set list: 9 songs in Part 1, 3 songs in Part 2, 7 songs in Part 3, and a final encore of 4 songs. Here's a list of the 5 B-sides performed and the original singles that they are attached to. The number refers to their respective order in the Live 25 set list. And now we have some promo shots of the tour dates and locations. Not all the dates on the images are accurate due to additional shows being added. But here we see July and August, the tour starting off in the United Kingdom and Ireland. We see late August and mid-September in North America, starting off in Toronto and concluding in Mexico City. Back to London for 2 nights in late September. Then on to South Korea and Japan. Five shows in Australia, 3 in Melbourne and 2 in Sydney. And the tour will conclude with 5 shows in South America, where they will make stops in Argentina, Chile, and Brazil. If you made it this far, I truly thank you. Be on the lookout for more Oasis videos, and please like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.